This is 29-year-old Kelsey Barrett, a devoted mother and a skilled flight instructor who was vanished without a trace. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through her quiet Colorado community, leaving friends and family desperate for answers. But who could have wanted her gone, and why would anyone target a woman whose life seemed so full of promise? Join us as we are going to explore the case of Kelsey Barrett. On November 22, 2018, Kelsey Barrett, a 29-year-old flight instructor and mother, was last seen on surveillance footage at a grocery store in Woodland Park, Colorado. She was holding her young daughter in her arms, seemingly unaware that she had only hours left to live. That Thanksgiving morning, her fiancé, Patrick Frazee, convinced her to come home under the guise of a surprise. What followed was a brutal murder, carried out with chilling precision as Frazee mercilessly beat her to death with a baseball bat. But he did not act alone. His mistress, Crystal Lee Kenny, played a disturbing role in the crime, first by attempting to carry out Frazee's initial murder plots, then by helping him cover up the horrific act. Barrett's disappearance initially baffled investigators. Her mother, Cheryl Barrett, reported her missing after days of silence, knowing it was uncharacteristic of her daughter to simply vanish. Frazee told authorities that he had last seen Kelsey on Thanksgiving when he picked up their daughter. According to him, she later called to break up with him, and they continued discussing their split via text messages. But an odd clue soon emerged. On November 25th, Barrett's phone pinged in Gooding, Idaho, miles away from her home. As police searched for answers, a chilling discovery in her condo shattered any hope that she had simply left on her own. Bloodstains visible only under forensic testing covered the walls and floors, exposing a carefully cleaned-up crime scene. Investigators soon turned their attention to Frazee and uncovered an unsettling connection. He had been in frequent contact with Crystal Lee Kenny, a nurse living in Idaho. Kenny, a former rodeo queen and divorced mother of two, had been in an on-again, off-again relationship with Frazee since 2006. By 2018, they had rekindled their affair, and Kenny believed she was his true love. However, she later testified that she had no idea he was engaged until much later. Frazee manipulated her, spinning a web of lies about Barrett, claiming she was an abusive mother and a threat to their daughter. He used these falsehoods to convince Kenny to help him eliminate Kelsey, setting in motion a series of failed murder attempts. The first plan involved poisoning. In September 2018, Frazee instructed Kenny to lace a Starbucks drink with prescription drugs and deliver it to Barrett's condo, pretending to be a neighbor. Kelsey accepted the drink, but for reasons unknown, never consumed it. When the plan failed, Frazee escalated his demands, ordering Kenny to attack Barrett with a metal pipe. She drove to Kelsey's home but lost her nerve and left. A third attempt involved Kenny ambushing Barrett with a baseball bat, but a passing police car spooked her, and she abandoned the plan. Frustrated with her failure, Frazee took matters into his own hands. On Thanksgiving Day, he convinced Barrett to participate in a seemingly harmless game, where she would guess the scent of different candles while blindfolded with a sweater. Once she was vulnerable, he swung a baseball bat at her head 10 to 15 times until she was dead. Shockingly, their young daughter was in the home during the brutal killing. Afterward, Frazee called Kenny and ordered her to clean up the mess. Kenny, who had just arrived home in Idaho, immediately drove 13 hours back to Colorado, bringing with her cleaning supplies, gloves, and a coverall outfit. What she found inside Barrett's home was a nightmare. Blood splattered on the walls, floor, and furniture. As she scrubbed away the evidence, she discovered a human tooth on the ground, a stark reminder of the sheer violence Kelsey had endured. Kenny bagged blood-stained items, including the child's toys, and later watched as Frazee burned Barrett's remains in a black plastic tote on his ranch. The fire consumed not only the body but also Kenny's clothing and shoes, erasing as much physical evidence as possible. To further mislead investigators, Kenny took Barrett's phone and drove back to Idaho, sending text messages to Frazee and Barrett's employer to create the illusion that Kelsey was still alive.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Miles DeYoung, Chief of Police for the City of Woodland Park. I'm going to give you a brief timeline and kind of bring you current with where we're at right now. Kelsey's been missing and been reported missing by her mother, Cheryl, since Sunday, December 2nd at about 12:37 p.m. Officers were able to contact her place of employment at Doss Aviation down in Pueblo, Colorado, and were advised that they had received a text from Kelsey's phone on the 25th of November stating that she would not be into work the following week. Cheryl did reach out to Kelsey's fiancé, Patrick Frazee, and he called her back saying that he hadn't heard from her since November 25th when Kelsey texted him. Reports are correct that Kelsey's phone gave a location near Gooding, Idaho on November 25th at about 5:13 in the afternoon. We've executed search warrants on Kelsey's home as well as both of her vehicles. We are treating Kelsey's disappearance as a missing persons case at this time. We have not identified anyone as a suspect and are asking the public for any information that might help us find her. And at this time, Kelsey's mother, Cheryl, would like to say a few words.
I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about Kelsey. She's not the kind that runs off. This is completely out of character. Kelsey loves her God, she loves her family and friends, and she loves her job. She's reliable, considerate, and honest. We've created the Facebook page Missing Mother, Kelsey Barrett, as a site that gets her face out there, that's used to spread the word that she's missing. And we'd like to ask everyone to please share it. Don't use it as a place to speculate, interrogate, or to dog the administrators. We're all doing our best to get this information out. We're doing our best to respond to the questions and so forth, but that's what the police force is there for, and for the press site. Our sole goal is to get Kelsey out in front of everyone. Like I said, she doesn't run off, and someone knows where she's at. Kelsey, we just want you home. Call us if you can, and we won't quit looking.
Chief, I understand that Patrick was invited today. Why is he not here?
That is a question you'd have to ask him.
Is he being cooperative?
Yes, at this time, yes. Any other questions?
Chief said she was a pilot. Is there any indication that she may have?
Very good question. Yes, she is a flight instructor down in Pueblo. All airplanes are accounted for. There is no indication that she has taken off in an airplane and gone somewhere at this point.
Where is the baby?
The baby is with the baby's father, Patrick.
What's in the red? Do we think this is suspicious at this point?
At this point, it's a missing persons case. I have nothing to indicate other than it is a missing persons case.
She later destroyed the phone, thinking she had covered their tracks. However, her involvement did not go unnoticed. When law enforcement traced Frazie's phone records, they linked him to Kenny, whose location data placed her near Barrett's last phone ping. When questioned, Kenny initially denied knowing Frazie or Kelsey, but as pressure mounted, she eventually lawyered up and 3 weeks after Barrett's disappearance, confessed everything. In exchange for a plea deal, she agreed to testify against Frazie, securing herself a lesser charge of tampering with evidence. At Frazie's trial in November 2019, prosecutors laid out the horrifying details of Kelsey's murder. Kenny was the star witness, painting a picture of a man so cold and calculated that he even attempted to orchestrate the murders of key witnesses, including Kelsey's mother, from behind bars.
Woodland Park Police returned to Patrick Frazie's home today. A routine follow-up, they say, as they continue to look for his missing fiancée, Kelsey Barrett. They spent the weekend searching his property, and Flora sent a new drone video from our sister station in Colorado Springs shows the aftermath of that search, including the torn up earth in front of the house. Investigators did not find Kelsey in that search, though they said they do want to talk to Frazie face to face.
Investigators were back at the home of Kelsey Barrett, the mother missing from Woodland Park since Thanksgiving. Police and agents with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation were seen going in and out of that house this evening. But if investigators are close to a break in this case, they're not talking about it.
He had passed notes to a fellow inmate instructing him to get rid of anyone who could testify against him. It took the jury just 3 hours to convict Frazie on all charges, including first-degree murder, solicitation to commit murder, and tampering with a deceased body. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole, plus 156 years. Kenny, despite her involvement, received an 18-month sentence due to her cooperation. She was released from prison in 2021. Today, Kelsey's daughter, Kaylee, is being raised by her maternal grandparents. Though justice was served, the case remains a chilling reminder of how manipulation, obsession, and blind loyalty can lead to unimaginable horror. That's all for this video. We hope you have found this video informative and interesting. What are your thoughts about this case? Let us know in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching our video.